Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today we've got a 2v2 match sent to me in that Ghost 2 Gamers replay pack. Maybe you remember it. It was sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. Thank you so much to the person who sent it to me. I'm excited to cast this 2v2 here on Python 1.3. Okay, so this is going to be Duskbin versus Templars of Twilight. They are two clans that are disbanded today, but had a lot of great players back in the day. Templars of Twilight was founded back in 1998, and Duskbin was founded in 2009. Actually, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think Duskbin is disbanded. Okay, so looking at the map and the placements of the players, you would assume this player and this player are on a team. But no. No, it is trying to fool you. This player here, the green player and the blue player, are on a team. It's a TVP, or a TP team, versus a Zerg Terran team. And, geez, this is really, really close, you guys. Really, really close by air. Okay, so at the 12 o'clock position, we have the Teal Terran player. It is ZG from Duskbin. Duskbin Electronic Sports, specifically. And then his teammate, way down here, is the pink, or peach Zerg player. It is F91. At the 6 o'clock position, we have the other team here represented by the blue Protoss player. We're going to call him Zhao. And then his teammate way over here, it's LJT, the green Terran player. So it's going to be TVT action here. I actually did kind of watch this one and fast forward just a little bit. I wanted to make sure that everybody stayed in the whole time. I know some of the 2v2s I've posted in the past, somebody dies early or somebody just really bad, and it turns into a 1v2 for a while, and sure, that could be really fun and entertaining to watch. I'm not saying that it was boring by any stretch, but I just kind of prefer team games where everybody sticks around the whole time. And in this case, everybody sticks around for a while. I'm not going to spoil anything beyond that. Okay, nobody dies fast here. I'm just going to say that. Just going to say that part. All right, so there has been some communication going on here in the chat. I actually didn't pay attention enough to know who was talking to who, but nobody going for a fast expand at this stage of the game. I mean, we are really going for double barracks here for the Terran player. Is that another one? Yeah, like, no, it's a supply depot. So the one racks here from LJT. So he's not going crazy on the bio opening. And the Zerg player as well went for a very quick pull. He's going to come down here. He's getting blocked, unfortunately, by Zhao's probe. Get out of here, he says. I don't like your style at all. Who's going to win that thing? The probe will. The probe will, because, well, I think it got a hit off there first, or maybe a couple hits. Zerglings are out trying to save this drone. This guy's like, no, get me out of here. Metabolic boost is not on the way. Doesn't have to worry about these lings suddenly developing a lot better speed. What is the lore answer for that in Brood War, you guys? Why do lings get faster with metabolic boost in Brood War? The answer in StarCraft 2, as a Zealot comes in and just starts hammering away at everything, is that they get these wings that allow them to kind of jump and fly for a little bit as they're running. Look at this Zergling, man. Zergling. Okay, Zergling's actually going to go ahead and take down the Zealot. Zealot taking some free shots here. He does see the very fast lair on the way. Zealot has a single kill, but really probably isn't very happy about just having a single kill. Meanwhile, we got some reinforcements coming on in the form of more Zealots. Oh boy, extra Zealot here. Probe here too. Probe is injured. More lings keep popping out. This one base lair timing is a little bit crazy. Out of F91, what is he going to tech to? Is it going to be Mutalisk? A one base Mutaplay. I mean, in fairness, he was trying to get an expansion and he couldn't do it. Does this guy have any kills? He's got 3 kills. He's doing all right for himself. Eventually, he will die just because the lings are faster than Zealots, even if they don't have the metabolic boost upgrade. But he's going to be really, really annoying and prevent F91 from expanding for quite a while. All right, F91, it is time. He's got some... Oh, his friend had some Marines here, so that's some exciting stuff. Is there another Zealot? Another Zealot is here! Where do you keep coming from? I don't know. Zealot defending his own ramp down here at Zhao's base. A lot of Marines heading from the north to the south to try to take down the Protoss player. Not really helping to defend his teammate. Unfortunately, Duskbin not really working together all that well. I guess they might have said, I'm fine. Don't bring your Marines in here. Don't worry about it. Let's go ahead and work together. These lings that you made to defend your base. Let's go ahead and try to take down Zhao. We've got Marines. We got some range stuff. We have some Zerglings too. That will be really, really nice. This is not looking good for Zhao, actually. Come on. Can he hold this with... Okay, so 2 cannons actually helps immensely. immensely here. 2 cannons against this number of lings and that many Marines. Yeah, no. Not without, you know, medic support here. Oh, you got a Corsair out. Gonna kill an Overlord. Ugh, Spire is done, which is real nice here for F91 because he has taken a lot of abuse and harassment here in the early stages of the game. If he can get some Scourge out, that would be really, really useful. Is he getting Scourge? Yes, he is. He's making 2 Scourge right now. In fact, the Corsair would do well to get out of there. Natural base done. Just going for a second hatch at the natural too. I mean, he's just like, I have a lot of money. I am floating 300, almost 400 gas. I really need the larva to continue to make stuff and to spend my money well and wisely and quickly, which is how you win at StarCraft. As it turns out, we have some Marine versus Viking action here. Actually, both players losing quite a few units there. Some Vultures getting focused down, some Marines getting focused down there too. It's kind of a weird matchup. Nobody really has the upper hand in that. Obviously, the Vultures are faster, right? Obviously, they're faster, but at the same time, do they have? I think they have the speed upgrade too. These are really, really zippy Vultures on bikes. Oh, these Lings are not going to be able to handle this right now. The Marines coming in to try to save the day, but dashing on in are these Vultures zipping through, picking off drones. Nice work here, boys. Actually forcing an evacuation of a lot of these drones here. Is there anything in production for the Zerg? Some mutas are on the way to try to save this and try to stop this from happening. Marines do focus down the Vulture, though, so good save. Good save from ZG for his teammate, F91. Whew, everybody around, I don't know, 40 supply, 49 for LJT. He's been really, really good just pumping Vultures at this stage of the game. He's got a good number of them. He's definitely going to mech style this thing. Going to mech style it, try to kill his opponent, his Terran opponent with mech, and his Zerg opponent with mech. That's very interesting as well. Fairly effective. Makes a lot of sense why he would do that. Good control on these Vultures, actually. Kind of reminds me of Mutalisks as they try to pick off Marines from distance while taking shots from the Marines themselves. Yeah, kind of the same story. Now the mutas are out, and I don't know if the Vultures really have an answer to this. Are you starting Goliath production, friend? No. Nope, definitely not. I don't know what he's going to do about these Mutalisks. We have missile turrets. We have a missile turret. That's not going to be enough, man. That is not going to be enough. But the Corsairs come in to help save the day. Vultures absolutely obliterating all mining here from the Zerg player's base, his main base, F91. It is absolutely devoid of workers right now. We have Scourge versus Corsairs battling. We have Mutalisks flying around here too, trying to make this thing happen. And the control on both of these teams' players has been pretty good. The Mutalisks are trying to pick off Vultures while not dying to the Corsairs. Decent hits there, but nice target firing at the same time too. A couple of those Corsairs are wounded. The Zerg player has been stuck on 2 bases, but nobody else is on 2 bases yet. So he's going to be just fine, assuming he hasn't lost too many drones there from the aggression that has really been focused on him since the beginning of the game. That disruption web, holy smokes. Zhao's getting disruption web, you guys. Since when do we ever see that upgrade? And every time there's a PvT, somebody asks, why not get disruption web for the Corsairs? Oh, nice target firing on those Scourge. And the answer is generally that it's too expensive, that it doesn't last long enough. Man, Overlord's going down, not supply blocking F91, but we are getting close. And there it is. There's the supply block. Marines have to save the day. Look at the disruption web. Oh my gosh. Disruption web is up. The Marines easily move out of it. I mean, it's not, right? It's not great against things like Marines, for example, or Goliaths or other anti-air units, but great against static defense like sunken colonies. It actually lasts for a good amount of time. Did you guys know that it used to last forever when it was first introduced? When it was first introduced in the Brood War campaign, it lasted for like 2 whole minutes. It was insanely good, and they nerfed it right into the ground for competitive play. And that's part of the reason you just don't really see it at all. All right, so, man alive, this poor guy. F91 has just been demolished economically. Just absolutely torn to pieces. Are there still Corsairs flying around? There still are. It's a lot of Corsairs flying around. Mutas fly back in. Maybe we can get this missile turret now. The repair is happening. Is the repair enough to save it? No, it definitely is not. All right, so it's only 5 Mutalisks, but this is a lot of free reign. Free reign onto these guys. Oh, but there are already Goliaths out with the Charon booster upgrade. These mutas are in trouble, and they know it. It's time to get away. The range on that is too strong. The Corsairs are flying after them, trying to engage on the mutas. The mutas are thinking about getting some safety here in the Terran base for ZG, but no, there's nothing to be found. Some Marines do pop out of barracks just at the last time here. So I like what we're seeing here, honestly, from Team, what is it again? Templars of Twilight, Team ToT. I keep wanting to call them. Team ToT just seems a little bit less respectful than the Templars of Twilight. But anyway, I like what they're doing. I like the mech style here. I love the Vultures. I love the Goliaths. I like the mass Corsairs here. I like the carrier production at 10 minutes from Zhao too. Ah, man, and the Zerg player's been so injured so much throughout this game. He's got 21 total supply. It's 68, 68, and 47 across the board the rest of the way. That is not looking good at all. I know how that feels to be in a team game and be picked on and really trying your best to defend, and your teammates trying to help you too, but it just, you take too many worker losses and you're just crushing. You're desperate for workers. Man, these Goliaths can really stand again against Bio, especially if they are in smaller numbers. Good for the carrier capacity upgrade. We actually haven't seen carriers from Protoss in a while on the channel. I feel like these Corsairs, man, putting in work. Supply blocking F91 again. We have a bit of a minor engagement here in the middle of the map between the two players that are both Terran and both varying shades of green. And this is what we're talking about. Marines with medic support doing a lot better against Goliaths than just Marines without it. I can tell you that much. Disruption Web trying to help as best it can. And you know what? Maybe it helped a little bit, but all of the Goliaths are going to die. And that was brutal stuff. Just Zerglings from F91. He can go Zerglings. He can go Mutalisks. Those are his tech options right now. Although it does have a Hydralisk den. So that's nice. Going for Metabolic Boost at the 11-minute mark of this game. Not a beautiful place to be if you are a Zerg player. And suddenly, ZG has a pretty darn big army. Pretty big Marine army with medic support. He is going to push on in here. Wow, he's going to push into LJT's base. And I don't know that LJT can survive this. This is just a huge Marine attack. The Marines are sitting on +1 attack, which is nice. And look at this crushing. SCVs pulled off the line to try to deal with this. And you know what? The SCVs are helping a little bit here. A lot of Marines are dying. They need to consolidate their forces and try to focus down the Goliaths as much as Terranly possible here. That Goliath has 2 kills. More Goliaths coming up, but more Marines streaming on in here too. This is not looking good at all for LJT. He's losing so many SCVs. Zerglings cruising on in to try to assist with their newfound speed. Corsairs flying in. There is that disruption web being used, and it's actually being used to great effect against the Marines. Wow, I really think they would have won this engagement a lot more handily if not for the disruption webs. It's making a difference, is what I'm trying to say here. It's not guaranteeing victory for his friend, but dang, that is some pretty fantastic play. Look at more Marines streaming on in here. ZG with the excellent macro at this stage. That said, carrier still being produced by Zhao. And these Marines are a decent answer to carrier. That bunker is actually, it's got 3 Marines inside. I'm not sure you want to go up there. They're going to try to maybe snipe down that natural base, but no. It is too fast. It is going to escape into the main. That Goliath gets picked off for effectively no reason. And guess who's here? Carrier has arrived. And suddenly there are 2 Hydralisks versus 2 carriers. The numbers are not good. Hydras are good versus carrier. 2v2 is not good at all. All right, man. We got Disruption Web. We got carrier versus Zerg, which you never see in professional games. I am loving this. This is so good. Such good stuff. All right, man. Trying to throw up some of these spore colonies to survive the day, but taking hits all the time from these carriers. Additional ones. Are they in production right now? I don't know if there is one back here. He should go. He should go and try to help. See, this is where it gets a little bit scarier. For the Protoss is when Hydras start to come in larger numbers. 12 Hydras do very, very well against carriers. These Lings trying to knock down this expansion that Zhao is trying to take at this stage of the game. But yeah, Hydras keep rolling in at 1 or 2 at a time. That is not what you want to do. It is not working out well at all for F91. Poor F91. He's just been beaten down into the ground. There's nowhere for him to go but up at this stage. I really feel like he's got 34 supply. Everybody else is double him. Actually, LJT is down quite a bit too. He is holding his ramp against this continued Terran incursion. He got some tanks on the high ground, which are going to help him a lot there. But the main base, man, in trouble right now. What is the... okay. So the spore colonies are trying to pick off the interceptors, but it's just not fast enough. He's trying to focus down the Hydralisk den. He doesn't have a huge amount of carriers, right? It's just a small number, but he's going to take down the Hydra den. Ow. Tech structures, man. Losing tech structures as Zerg hurts quite a bit. Man, these Hydras, nah. This carrier almost getting focused down here by the Hydras. Going to abuse the ability to fly over cliffs. Oh, and is going to survive no problem at all. Actually, I might have spoken a little bit too soon. No, he's got 10 kills, and he's definitely alive. 9 kills on that carrier. Marine tank showing up at the front door of Zhao while he's away, though. While the carrier's away, the Marines and the tanks will play. Natural base is gonna go down. Tragically for him. These are weird placed spider mines for LJT. Anyway, yeah, man, the main base is not dead, but it might as well be. More Hydras coming in, and this is exactly what you need. They do finally pick off one of the carriers, which is amazing here. The other 2 are fairly healthy, which is problematic for the remaining 2. Hydralisks, tanks setting up, and Tank Goliath versus Marine Medic in the middle of the map here. Who's going to win this battle? There are some tanks set up for ZG2, though. Is it going to be enough is the question. These medics are left. Oh, they do have something to heal. Reinforcements coming in from the north. And, these tanks here from LJT, they're forced to retreat back to the safety of Zhao's base. Not a place you want to be there. All right, so let's take stocks. Let's see. Team ToT is at 48 and 64 supply. Not hot, but ZG and F91 are at 81 and 35 supply, respectively. F91 just not able to get a handle on anything here. Look at the disruption web being used on the Hydras. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. All right, how's this carrier doing? He's got 11 kills. He's got 18 kills on this one, too. So many Hydras falling right now, actually trying to mine from this base while there are carriers overhead. I applaud the drones on their courage. Got more Marines, more medics, more tanks here from ZG in the middle of the map. He is winning this game supply-wise. He's sitting here at 2 bases very, very handily. That was a scan of the top left-hand corner. I don't know exactly who that was, but the lair does end up falling for F91. Having struggling here. Wraith. We get Wraiths, you guys. Oh, there's the cloaked Wraiths. There's the scan, though, and you know what? They do pretty darn well. Corsairs do against Wraiths. Maybe that was not the greatest idea. No more scans, says LJT. All right, man. All right. That was good, though. That was good. Those Wraiths were flying in. They're going to cause problems for those carriers for sure, but instead the carriers do manage to get out of there. So 20 kills on that carrier. What a boss carrier he is. 1 base in it, man. F91 having the worst time of his life right now. Got a scan. Says LJT, if you need me. If you need me, boys, I got you. Zhao says, I got observers. It's cool. We'll be just fine, thanks. He does manage to expand in the bottom left here, which is a pretty safe place to go. I don't think you can access this except through air. Yeah, which is fantastic. And considering the fact that if F91's going to make anything that can fly, he's probably not going to. It's going to be Scourge, as Mutalisks don't trade that well against carriers. Here comes a huge push, though, from ZG into LJT's base. Got tanks of his own. Muta here to help. It's a single Mutalisk, but he's providing some DPS. Gosh dang it. Oh, he's dead now, though. All right, that was a bit problematic. Natural base has 2 tanks defending a handful of Goliaths. He needs to bring his tanks up to assist here. Hydras on the attack as well work together. As someone who's been playing a lot of 2v2 ladder recently in StarCraft 2, I can tell you, working together in team games is a huge deal. ZG managed to somehow set up a base down here. I don't know how. He snuck an SCV down here to build this thing, but it was pretty darn impressive. I can tell you that much. Carrier group says, no, you know what? Your ninja expand is not going to stand. Get on out. Get on up and out of here. And that is absolutely what's going to happen. Doesn't even bother trying to fly away at this stage. It's just not viable at all. All right, maybe drone perhaps going to expand up here. Oh, this vulture, though. That vulture, though. Okay, so it does get picked off by a Hydra. Hydras versus carriers. I'm telling you, man, Hydras are the answer here. Hydras are the answer. The disruption web is awesome. It's really great. But in the end, it's going to be... Oh, in the end, it's going to be the Hydralisk. The Rays are trying to get shots off on the carriers, but no. Did not work very well. Multiple observers present. Marines also pretty great against carrier. I like what we're seeing here from ZG with the Marine Medic. Nothing really that anybody's doing is enough to stop him from taking this path. The carriers just trying to stay in this no man's land, but they can't get attacked by ground units at all. All right, so finally taking a 3rd base is F91. He hasn't bothered to reclaim his main. Unfortunately, we have a drop coming on down from ZG, though. We have a drop attempt. Let's see how well this is going to do. It does unload a bit of a ways away from the Nexus, so the response time from Zhao cannot be all that good. Moving in. Ah, the Corsairs come in. Ah, They almost get the drop ship, but the Marines on the ground are pretty great. Then some carriers show up and say, hey, that drop you're planning on doing? How's about you enact nothing in that drop at all, and everybody just dies? That sounds real bad. All right, so we got our mech army in the middle here from LJT getting attacked from Hydras from the south side, getting on top of those tanks before they were sieged, getting some really important early shots there. Marines and medics crushing through the rest. Nice victory there for Team Duskbin. They needed one of those, and now suddenly LJT is in a whole ton of trouble. We got Hydras picking off tanks. We got tanks picking off tanks. We have Marines picking off tanks here too. Full evacuation of the natural base probably going to happen. Carriers here dealing with the rest of F91's stuff while taking shots from... Yeah, man, that carrier is almost dead. It's got 17 hit points and 5 kills. But the problem is, are you going up this ramp? I don't know. Are you going home to try to save the day? Oh, man, LJT gets saved through the aggression of his teammate, Zhao. Oh, one of the carriers does get picked off. That's a huge pickup there for Team Duskbin. Any number of these carriers, any number that dies is a hugely important deal. That third base is up for F91. I'm not sure if I could call it a third base just because it's a second base that exists on the map. Oh, the Hydras got right under the carriers, though, and ow. One gets picked off very quickly there. The Interceptor is falling along with it. Hydralisks looking amazing against these Interceptors. They outnumber them pretty effectively. And every one of these Interceptors that dies is a replacement cost. For Zhao, it's 25 minerals to replace that sucker. It's not great. Eventually, that'll start to hurt, especially if you're only sitting on 2 bases. All right, so LJT, long-distance mining from his natural base. His main is mined out. He's done. He's done there. Meanwhile, I mean, ZG's been effectively left alone most of this game. He has some really nice SimCity setup. He's got his natural. I don't think he's lost any mining workers at all throughout this entire game. But just sky tossing it. It is sky toss all day long, every day for Zhao. He's got carrier. He's got Corsairs. Pretty much all he's been making this entire game. I guess some zealots in the early game and into the mid game too. So another push attempting here from ZG. He's got a science vessel. Science vessel miking an EMP off. I don't think he got anything off, you guys. I'm concerned about that. Marines are +2/+1. Tanks setting up, getting focused down by the carriers a little bit. Is there anything to tank down? It doesn't matter. The tank gets obliterated there. Get stormed, says LJT. All right, so Marine Hydra walking right into the natural base of Zhao again. He doesn't even have a Nexus there to save, and it doesn't matter. He's still on 2 bases. Nobody has been on more than 2 bases for any length of time except for ZG, I suppose. Do you want to come up that? Where are you going? Was it because it was blocked off and they like A-moved and just spread out, or is that a pullback command? I don't know. I mean, I guess there's no reason to fight your way up a ramp if you know your opponent is stuck on 2 base and not expanding anytime soon. I don't know. I mean, this map is really not great for 2v2 as far as resources available. Yeah, these corner bases, true. But then you only have 2 other bases. Everyone can get 3 bases and possibly 4. Possibly 4. Carrier's still causing problems. Carrier group is up to 4. It hasn't ever gotten to the huge critical mass of carriers, which is like 12. But he's been aggressive with what he has. That's a lot of Hydralisks, though. I don't know if this is going to work out for Zhao. I mean, sure, they're doing pretty good whittling down the Interceptor number, and those do have to be replaced, and they take a long time to replace. Relatively speaking, they have to be queued up on each one of these carriers. Marines and medics marching on in to try to assist with this. Just... they can't really get up the ramp. There we go. Hydra's getting up the ramp. Nice disruption web again, though. You guys, the number of abilities we've seen. Holy what? As I'm saying, that number of abilities we've seen in this game we've never seen before on the channel is skyrocketing. We're getting lockdown researching from ZG. Holy smokes. Is he going to lock down these carriers? All right. The hype levels on this 2v2 just went insanely high. Are these little burrowed hydras? They are. Little burrowed hydras. I haven't seen a burrowed hydra in StarCraft Remastered, I don't think. Really burrowed much of anything except for the occasional Zergling, I suppose. Corsairs flying over. Oh, we see you, hydras. We know you're there. We have an observer with us. You thought you were tricky, but you're actually not. Okay, 107 to 70. Let's see, 107 and 45 versus 70 and 87. I really think that our Templars team here, our Templars of Twilight team, has the advantage. Just because the carrier group keeps getting bigger over time. There's 5 of them now. There's a 6th one in production. The Corsairs are amazing. The disruption web is not like game ending, but it's pretty great. Another one would be nice here, actually. And there it is. Another one does go down, but if you're kiting, it doesn't work so well, as the Hydras will continue moving out of that range. Duskbin with his 116 army supply. Checking to see, is there a natural taken? No, absolutely not. I'd like to see him do a bit of a doom drop over here and take down that base, but you'll notice that Zhao's protecting it while threatening F91 at the same time. The positioning of these carriers is pretty smart. Storm coming in from Zhao. Maybe he's actually getting its ground units at this stage of the game. Ocular implants, which increases ghost sight range, is on the way from ZG2. My goodness, when have you seen that upgrade? Oh, carriers in trouble. In trouble. You bet. So many Hydras have been killed, though. F91's units lost tab is going to be disgusting. Disgusting as we end this game. Absolutely disgusting. All right, so SCVs, where the what? Are you long distance mining from your friend's base? Sure, why not? I mean, his natural's mined out. He's trying to set up here, but there's a tank on the high ground that's going to mess with it. It is such a hard base to take. Really so difficult, but look at these ghosts. Look at these remastered ghosts. Have we seen remastered ghosts a whole lot? A little bit. A little bit here in StarCraft Remastered, yes, but actually mostly in team games too, I want to say. All right, man, we're going to see some lockdown use. Look at these ghosts. They're just so brave and so confident in their ghostly abilities. They're sitting on 2-2, which is great. Carrier versus Hydra battles continue to rage over here at the graveyard that is F91's main. I mean, there's no sign there's any Zerg here at all at any point. Look, he hasn't really mined from these minerals at either. Look at how big and robust they are. All right, man, we're going to try to do this. We're going to try to carrier lock down these guys. Can we do it? Okay, so lockdown on one of the Corsairs. Another one goes down. Another one goes down. It's lockdown. Lockdown on the Corsairs. I'm not sure if that's what you want to do here. Lockdown on a carrier. Lockdown on another carrier. Oh, this is so good for ZG. Where are the Hydras, though? You need the Hydra support to finish these suckers off. When they're locked down, it lasts forever. It really does. I remember specifically there is a mission in the Brood War campaign where you're basically going TVT, and I would generally just end up going Battlecruiser in most of these. But then it turned out that the CPU was really good with lockdown. I lost my entire army and basically had to start the mission over from scratch. So I learned my lesson there. Lockdown is really great, and every time we see a Protoss player going carrier against a Terran, people say, where are the ghosts? Where is the lockdown? Well, here it is. Here it is from ZG. It took a long time for this to happen, but it's working out. All right, so we got some tanks setting up here. LJT actually doing some work. Getting his guys way across the map up here. Actually setting up where the Widow Mines were. Lockdown on one of the Goliaths. The tank fire is strong. Lockdown on the tanks. Getting lockdown on 3. The lockdown is hugely important right here. Another lockdown and the tanks get cleaned out. ZG making it happen with lockdown. Oh my gosh. This is amazing stuff. LJT does take the bottom right-hand base, so he does have a third as his main and his natural are now both mined out. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what ZG is going to do. ZG has a great army, but he's just starving for minerals right now. He can't handle that at all. His attempt to long-distance mine kind of got set up here by LJT and crushed. A 77 army supply for LJT right now. Zhao's at 60. Lockdown is good, but then you have to have units to kill the units that are locked down. Oh, a Dark Templar shows up for Zhao, going after these drones that are long-distance mining from their own original main base, which is so sad. Zerglings cruising on into the bottom right-hand side, forcing LJT to lift off that third base and lose all of his mining income there too. Holy smokes, is Zhao the only person? Zhao's the only person with 2 bases of income right now. F91 has 1 that is really helping him continue to produce these Hydralisks, forcing a cancel on retaking his main. Dude, leave F91 alone. He has suffered enough. Has he not suffered enough? I don't know. It's 22 supply for ZG. 22. Duskbin's at 32, and it's 70 and 67 here for Team ToT. This is looking extremely good for our Templars of Twilight right now. Oh, this is so crushing. What a great 2v2, though. What a great 2v2 this has been. The carriers doing some work until the lockdown shows up, and then the quick tech switch. The quick tech switch away from those carriers, away from those Corsairs, into High Templar, into Archons, into Storm, into Zealots with leg enhancements. And yeah, this income, this 2 base income, really helping Zhao keep alive. His carriers got a lot of value. A lot of work done in the early stages of the game, trying to burrow the drones on in, but the vultures focusing them down even as they're burrowed. And wow, worker count abysmal for F91. Long distance mining not working super duper well. Another overlord goes down. Duskbin. F91 is supply blocked. That's what you need to do. That Corsair DT thing. Ah, another overlord shows up. And the DT gets obliterated on that one. So this base is just not for taken, is what it's not. Dude, Zhao, how did you get a shuttle way, way up here? All right, so shuttle way, way up here gets picked off by ghosts, is what that sound was. And what is the blue thing? Oh, that's an add-on. Top right-hand base trying to get taken by ZG. Nope, there's carriers. No, there are carriers here. And that's a good game. F91 is out. He's not allowed to get that base. He taps right on out. ZG and F91 are done. And your winners from Templars of Twilight are Zhao and LJT. Hoorah! What an exciting 2v2. 30 minutes and 50 seconds of action here on Python. And nobody left early. No one left early. We saw Corsair with Disruption Web. We saw Lockdown. What else did we see? That was weird. There was one, I guess, Carrier versus Zerg. We just don't ever see that in the ZVP matchup in current day Brood War either. But dang, son. That was great. ZG did his best, but really what it came down to was Zhao. Zhao was able to get the most value out of his carriers for a really long time, allowing him to survive on one base longer than anybody else, allowing him to, when he got his natural base, it was late in the game, other people's natural bases were already mined out, and he has this mining source of income. He manages to take the third back here, which he protects with his Corsairs and his carriers, and suddenly he's on 2 bases when everybody else is maybe on 1 at best. Absolutely fantastic play from Zhao. The carrier rush, the Corsair play, the DTs mixing on in there too. I really liked what I saw from him. And then the mech stuff worked okay for LJT. He did manage to wipe out this top left-hand base from F91 a little bit. He was going to anyway. He had carriers. He had tanks. A lot of tanks set up here. Ready to rock with 1-1 on those guys. The Hydras ended the game with... That's not right. They had some upgrades, but I guess once a player leaves, the upgrades are removed. Okay. Really great teamwork, too, I'd say, from the ToT team here. Working together, helping defend each other. I loved the time where LJT was in a ton of trouble. There were Hydras, Marines, medics walking up that ramp there. I think they probably would have wiped him out, but the carriers were like, no, take down the Zerg, force everybody back, and the response from Duskbin. It did save the Zerg, but in the end, it allowed LJT to live and get up this huge, scary mech army. Really a major turning point in the game. All right, let's check out the final score and get out of here. Units lost for ZG, 332, and F91, 233. Yeah, man, they were both more than anybody else. Zhao ended up losing a total of 85 units, which is so low. APM hit for him, 251. 337 for ZG, 153 for LJT, and 186 for Duskbin there. LJT killed 363 units. That's a lot of tank kills. That's a lot of vulture kills. That's a lot of Goliath kills for sure. Buildings raised. Nothing too crazy here. And then resources telling the story right here. LJT, more gas mined. More minerals mined. Almost more minerals mined and more total spent. LJT spent more resources than anybody else. Poor F91 here. Just lower than everybody else in the game. And then Zhao ended up spending 32,000 as well. So he was right up there with everybody else, and he still had income coming in. Just a massive play from him. All right, well, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.